Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the largest gated community in North America, spanning 26,000 acres in the Ouachita Mountains in south central Arkansas. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and some occasional guests as we explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. McGraw Realtors, located in the heart of Hot Springs Village, is the fastest growing real estate office with over 30 agents and staff. Executive brokers Lori and Ken Henderson, along with realtor and waterfront specialist Rick Marshall, they're eager to share the special features of Hot Springs Village with you. For a complimentary relocation packet, call Ken and Lori at 501-276-3018 or call Rick Marshall at 501-601-RICK. They are McGraw Realtors of Hot Springs Village. Renaissance Homes builds spec homes ready for sale and custom homes. Brandon Tedder and his team make the process easy. Renaissance Homes incorporates solid construction methods from the ground up. Brandon is a certified green builder. With a fixed price approach, detailed spec sheet, you'll know upfront how much it will cost. Every job has a dedicated project manager and an in-house design expert. From permitting to landscaping, Renaissance Homes is the preferred builder, headquartered right here inside Hot Springs Village.
Welcome to a little cove here on Lake Balboa in Hot Springs Village. We're just going to give the market update, the real estate market update for the month of June. It was a very solid month. It seems that we've been having a good sales month, and then it drops off, but it's averaged out for the year to be pretty solid. So go over just a few of the numbers, and then we'll answer some specific questions of the feel of what's going on in the market here right now in the village, and some additional information, and answer some of your questions as well. So there were 62 homes that sold last month here in the village, plus 8 townhomes. That's up 35% from the 46 homes that sold in May. So that kind of shows you we're going up and down. And it's up from 59 in June of 2025. So it was just a good month. The time on market, only 18 days. We talk about it every month, but you're either in that first group that's selling in the first week, 10 days, or you're 2 months or more with price reductions. It may average 18 days, but most of them aren't selling at that point. They're selling way before or way after. Sales are 98.5% of ask price. That's still strong, even though we're seeing more buyers wanting to negotiate, and a lot of them are being able to accomplish just that. The median sales price was $359,900. That's pretty typical. The one thing that's really been changing, though, is last month we were up to, at the beginning of June, we were up to 220 homes active on the market. That's getting high in the inventory for us. I checked just before leaving the house just now to come record this. It's up to 230. And so the inventory climbing typically indicates that your prices are going to get softer. And I think that's probably the case here if I had to bet one way or the other. 45% of the homes that sold in June were cash, up from 43% in May, so that hasn't changed very much. Year to date, 296 homes sold versus 266 in 2025. So we're actually up 16% over last year on total number of homes sold, but it just feels slow. Talking to other agents in the office, just based on the 10 listings that I've got right now, just the number of showings are down, and it's not just me. Talking with all the other agents is, where are the buyers? So if we're feeling like that, it's odds a month or two down the line that'll reflect the market being a little softer in the numbers. It's not overly concerning, but it's something just to be kind of aware of. You can get a great deal right now. There are 35 waterfront homes available in the village. That's a number that I haven't seen in the last 6 years. That's a lot of inventory. And 35 out of the 230 that are on the market is a pretty good percentage on the water. So overall, still a balanced market, but depending on which month, some of those, May being with only 43 homes sold, all of a sudden you're looking at an extreme buyer's market, but with 62 sold last month, more back to typical. So it's going back and forth. Year to date, still strong, but just numbers wise, if you're looking to buy, this is a pretty good market for that. Interest rates being up a little bit, creeping up to 7% again, but with almost half of our buyers being cash and not doing as much new construction or first-time home buyers, I should say, that doesn't hurt our market as much as some other places around the country, and that is another issue. So we're seeing a few sellers willing to take contingencies, but there's a caveat emptor there, because I've had a couple of them that seller was willing to take the offer for the contingency, but the buyer was convinced that they would be able to get their home sold right away in their other state, and neither of them were able to do that, and I've got a third one trying to do that now. So the market is pretty good here, but there's other places in the country that are not, and so that can be a challenge. We're getting the trickle-down effect from being slower in other markets. But that's the update here for June. I did just check the numbers. This is July 22nd. Only 27 closings for the month so far this month. And if that holds true, that's very slow. We do not have a seasonal market here in the village where we see big swings. Our activity goes down in the winter months, but so does the inventory, so it tends to parallel. But overall, I think most agents, most sellers are wishing we had just a few more buyers right now. Still seeing a lot of buyers coming from out of state. South Texas, Houston, for some reason. A lot of people looking at coming up, whether it is, most of them not looking for a vacation home, they're looking for their primary home and either investigating gradually coming over in retirement or looking to jump in with both feet. But Texas has been kind of the source here lately that most of the people that I'm getting.
All right, Rick, before we do another episode of You Ask, We Answer, which that'll be the next episode, folks. We'll keep these all real estate related.
Okay.
What price range is the strongest part of today's market? This is subject to change, so we're recording this late July 2026. So if you're watching this in the future, and you will be, then, then it's subject to change.
I think it's split. I think it's under 250, believe it or not. So we still get investors buying, and you can buy a house for $150,000 in the village, and doll it up a little bit and rent it out. So you've got.
Because you said the median price based on today was $350-ish.
Right. So half over, half under, right? So yeah, it's 250 or 550 type of thing, or 450, I guess it would be. But yeah, I think that they're really at the extremes. We have no problem with demand for an $800,000 waterfront home, just fine, and we have plenty of demand for somebody, looking to buy something under 200. Townhomes are a little slower than in that, because they're in that price range too. So, but if you've got a house with a carport, you're probably, upwards of 200, 215, and then with a 2-car garage, you can get a nice home for 250. And so those do tend to do pretty well. Again, though, it comes down more to condition than price. We've got people in all price ranges, but they're looking for something that looks nice.
You kind of sort of hit on this in your update. Are homes selling faster or slower than last year? You've already said, year to date, we're up 16%, he said in the update. So
yep, we're up 16% in sales. Days on market is pretty similar. Not really seeing a big shift in that.
That doesn't feel like that changes a whole lot.
It doesn't. In the COVID years was crazy, where for a long time the average number was 9 days on market. 9 days. And so by the time we finally were getting up into the 20-some days on market, it took a long time for that to kind of come back into normalcy, and that's where we're at now. But people are having a real hard time adjusting. So in other words, sellers got used to 5 and 6 years ago, things selling right away with multiple offers. Sellers go crazy right now when their home's been on the market for a month or 2 months. All out panic, right? I mean, in markets of, a decade or two ago, it wasn't uncommon to have a house on the market 3 or 4 months before it sold. But boy, we're in a world now where everybody wants it, right now. And so,
do you think any part of that has to do with the age of the sellers now in here? I mean, we're all burning daylight, so
they need to be in a hurry, huh?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just the culture's
Yeah.
gotten a little spoiled.
What features do buyers most want?
Open concept is still very popular. We heard there for a while where there was the talk during COVID where people wanted their own parts of the house, right? Because people were working from home and all that kind of thing. That really doesn't affect us too much here anyway, but high ceilings, open concept, no carpet. You can get a third car garage, whoop-de-doo. I mean, everybody would like to have the third car garage. So those are probably just some of the hot buttons.
Is building still a good value? Emphasis on the word still. I'm like, I don't know. And we're asking Rick, who's not a builder, but I don't know, from your real estate vantage point.
Yeah.
It could be, it may not be. It depends.
All of those. Because,
Yeah.
well, and I'll just shoot you straight. So you're going to pay top dollar for new construction, but you're getting a product that's top, it's perfect, right? You're getting a brand new house. So you're getting exactly what you want, not having to compromise in any way. Well, you would expect to pay more for that. So are you
especially if you're getting a house that you've got heavy input on.
Right, exactly. Or even have tweaked and customized a little bit. Sure, absolutely. So yes, you're going to pay more for that. That said, the flip side of that, you can get some great resale values because people have let their home become dated. And if the location is good and the bones are good, you can really come out ahead with the offering price coming in low and then doing a remodel. And when I say remodel, I'm not talking about bougie California or Las Vegas renos, right? I'm not talking about ripped to the studs. People don't do that around here. This is more like, it's got wallpaper and carpet.
Updated.
Right? So you want to bring in your hard surfaces, you want to remove the wallpaper, paint, all of that type of thing. But you can have instant sweat equity, especially if you could do some of it yourself or be your own general contractor and subbing that out. I think you can actually come out ahead. So new construction is great. You're going to pay for it, and rightfully so.
What's one mistake buyers make before they arrive?
Before they arrive at the village?
That's what the question was.
Maybe not calculating where to stay. Sometimes they'll stay down in Hot Springs.
Yeah.
And I think you should stay in the village. I think you should immerse yourself in order to have the best experience of coming. But
I tell everybody that. Don't put in the search bar of Airbnb or VRBO Hot Springs. Make sure it's Hot Springs Village. Or stay at Reunion Resort Villas and then you're covered. But
yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's different inside the gates for sure.
Best to be here and stay here.
How many days should someone spend visiting before buying? Welcome to my world. I get these and it's like, I don't know how to answer that.
That varies a lot, but I'll just tell you, anticipate it being a lot shorter than you think because it happens all the time where people, they come and they like it and...
I tell people to stay long enough that you're bored. Get all your to-do list out. I don't know if that's just my feel.
You can't do it in a couple days.
You know, if you're here long enough that you've knocked out, okay, we want to see this, we want to see that, and you get up the next day and you've knocked that list out. Okay, now it's Now you're stuck with trying to figure out what you want to do.
Right.
Stay at least that long.
Yep.
However long that takes.
Yep. A week is good though. I think most people could, in 5 to 7 days, they could get a true feeling and not feel rushed.
What's the biggest misconception buyers have?
Misconception.
Then I'll flip it and make it sellers. They didn't ask that, but I'm going to.
If it's buyers coming for the first time, the biggest misconception is that we have subdivisions. And you know, technically...
Amen to that.
Technically, it's platted. Yes, they are subdivisions, but every home looks different. Almost every home's a different age on the same street, and there's still vacant lots next to those. So it just doesn't feel, it's not tracked housing, and people anticipate, hey, you know, what neighborhood is the best neighborhood to be in?
Right.
There's, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
So let's flip it around. What's the biggest misconception that sellers have, other than my house is worth X and it's not?
Yeah.
That's still got to be number one.
It is number one, and relying too heavily on dollar per square foot. That's true for buyers too. That should be number one on both lists. It's a pet peeve of mine. But you look at a house right here. One has a $50,000 dock, and one has no dock. Does that make one worth more than the other? Yeah. Okay, well, they're both 2,000 square feet. So now are you going to calculate the dollar per square foot, including the dock or not including the dock? Well, it comes with it, right?
Yeah.
So you're watering too much information down into one number, and it's not reliable.
Well, in waterfront property too. I mean, there's the footage on the lake.
That's right.
You know,
there's low bank, there's high bank. Some have a basement, some are all on one level that's worth more.
Yeah, I mean, these houses, these people can comfortably walk out of their backyard.
That's right.
And jump in the water. And I'll shoot some video before we're done with this segment. But, I mean, you'd have to have mountain climbing gear, and it would still be treacherous.
Well, some have trams. We have several, you know, down by me down here that have trams.
Yeah.
You do what you have to do.
All right, last one. If your parents were moving here tomorrow, what advice would you give them?
Close, but not too close? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What advice would I give them? I think I would probably emphasize the thing that enough people really do take that into consideration is, you know, your knees aren't going to be the same, you know, 10 years from now that they are now. And so the house needs to fit, whether it's a one-level house, whether it's low bank waterfront, whether it's, you know, if it's on a golf course, whatever. I think the house and the lot have to fit your lifestyle. And I don't think you can go wrong in the village, whether it's waterfront, golf course, up on top of the hill, but you just have to make sure that that's one of the primary things that you're taking into account is mobility.
Yeah, being the snarky guy that I am, I told the person that asked that, I said, well, make sure they pick the house that you want, because you're going to end up with it.
Yeah, with it, right? Later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have to insert a clip of some of the video that I showed you guys on some of these, as we call them here affectionately, these billy goat lots. But by the way, this is Lake Balboa that we've been on.
Yeah, this is 944 acre Lake Balboa. This is a consideration, two considerations here. One, the wind direction, right? It can get very windy on the lake. You just got more surface area, so it rarely gets treacherous out here in a pontoon boat. But if you have a concern for that, all the other lakes are smaller. Okay, so this is by far the largest lake. The other is proximity. You see some of these homes that are out on a point, for example. The west side just gets absolutely beat this time of year. This is July, so in the afternoon you'll see the home with the windows with all the blinds closed. And it'll probably, unless they open their blinds in the morning, for about 3 months they're going to have their blinds closed. And so it's something I point out to buyers, that make sure you're paying attention. It might be an overcast day the day they look at a house, but On a day like today in July, when it's pushing 100 degrees and you'd kind of like to be outside on your back deck or your patio, it'd be pretty miserable on a day like today if you're facing west in the afternoon.
He's Rick Marshall. Give him your phone number, Rick.
501-601-RICK.
Thanks for watching Hot Springs Village Inside Out. You'll find all our episodes at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com or on YouTube.